folks, and welcome back to Warhammer Wargaming. Done a lot of Inquisitor Martyr, so we're going to take another quick look at Darktide here. I want to look at ranged weapons that I like to use for the veteran sharpshooter. Now, out of the classes so far, I would say the veteran for me is in third place. My class likes in order: the Zealot first, probably followed by the Psyker, then the veteran, and so far the Ogryn is at the bottom, as I find it difficult to work with the Ogryn's taller perspective, stuff like that. But the Ogryn, I'm only at level 9, and I haven't got access to all the weapons and stuff like that yet, so this is subject to change. But right now the sharpshooter is third. Now, doesn't mean I don't like it. It's just not my go-to class. But the veteran does have a very impressive range of ranged weapons. Now, I don't have access to all of them, but I do have a lot of the ones that I like to use, at least the basic choices, so let's take a look at them. Now, we're not going to really bother with melee weapons too much because for the veteran, in my view, there's the power sword and then there's everything else. It's fun to mess around with the chain axe, maybe, and of course to hit things with the shovel, mainly because, you know, being in the army myself, I'm very familiar with the entrenching tool. And so it's just fun to switch things up a little bit. Sometimes I like to use the little combat knife, because it seems like what a veteran would have. But the power sword is, in my view, really the go-to melee weapon, and the other ones are all just more for fun. But with ranged weapons, though, this is where the bread and butter of the veteran is. Now, I'm a little too slow on the uptake to be a great sniper. I cannot just hit headshot after headshot, because as I get older, my reflexes are just not as quick as some of the younger folks. This is one of the reasons why I kind of quit playing Overwatch and stuff like that, because I'm just not as quick on that sort of thing as the kids are, and in the PvE environment is a little bit better for me. Also, I just like Warhammer way better than Overwatch, but be that as it may. Let's start off. We're going to start off with the... now, there's a bunch of different kinds of lasgun. My personal favorite is this guy, the recon lasguns with the torrent. The torrent basically means they fire on full auto, very, very fast, and you can just hose things down with them. It's the same whether you're firing from the hip or aiming down the sights. On this particular one, it has enhanced damage on close range there. That's not great. I probably need to upgrade this. This one, I shouldn't have locked that in because it's only a level 2 perk. So this one's going to get changed out at some point for a better model. It's only 353 on the basic modifiers there, 483 overall. So this one, yeah, subject to upgrade, but not bad. And it gets the job. And this is my go-to weapon because the lasgun is the traditional Imperial Guard weapon, and I just like firing on full auto and not having to deal with a whole lot of complexity. So how does that look like? Well, we can take 3 opponents out in a row pretty dang fast. The basic opponents there. Ammo capacity for this thing is very impressive. 966 total rounds. Now you'll go through in this, despite the incredible rate of fire, you won't go through it quite as quick as you might think. I seem to go through ammo faster actually on the shotguns, even though they fire much slower because your ammo's just much lower. Still, you will go through it. You will eventually start to get low. Now, how does it do on armored targets? Well, okay, we still managed to kill that thing without headshotting him inside of a single magazine. Now, if we headshot this clown, which is a little tricky, goes down actually about the same. Let's try this guy here. Down pretty fast, a little quicker. And this guy in the back, the dragon. Wow, he went down really fast. Let's try this guy again. Carapace armor. Yeah, he stands up to it for a good while, even with headshots. Actually had to change mags there. Notice it's setting in that fire too, so you're taking some fire damage. How about the really big guys? How does this guy do? Yeah, we're not making a lot of progress. If we get him in the head, I'll aim down the sights because it doesn't actually affect the damage. We're still not doing a lot. The performance is not the best against those. You're going to need to rely on your friends. Now, if it's one of these guys, you can get him staggered. You're having more effect on him. Yeah, see, we took him down a lot more effectively. And the middle armored here, the Reaper. Yeah, he goes down fairly well. Dogs, not a big problem. Something like the Mutant. Mutants are easier to kill than down pretty easily. And how about something like these guys are always a pain, especially for a non-melee class like the Veteran. If this guy gets in close to you, you're in trouble. Now we're hitting the guy behind him too. That was interesting. But this is just a great all-around weapon. Now when you're dealing with groups, they're tightly packed. And one thing about the Psycanium here is they're never tightly packed enough. Let's switch here. Get these guys packed in a little closer. Get in there, Bubba. Make your buddy smile. Okay, now, when you're dealing with a group like this that's fairly tightly packed, they're going down pretty good. And you can see they're regenerating, of course, but they get down pretty fast. So this is a great go-to. I do like it. I like it a lot. Pretty much always pick this one if I'm not sure. If I don't have a reason, pick something else. Other than one other choice, which I'll get to in just a second. There's one other weapon that really competes with it for me. Next up, Lawbringer Shotgun. Now, not a lot to say about this one because I've showed this one before on the Zealot, but I do like this one. As I like me a shotgun. Now, its basic round is a slug round. Now, look at what this thing does against something heavily armored. That's half right there on this guy, that guy. You can get... Oh, maybe I damaged him. Yeah, that's right. I'd already damaged him. My bad. That's not half. I had already damaged him on the previous thing. So we're not having tremendous effects, but more per shot than the... But now if we hit something that's less armored, that's the real money there. Look at that. And we can body shot that guy to even finish him off there. Look at smaller opponents here. Boom. 469. Boom. 391. Yeah, he's down in 3 shots. Now, the real thing with this thing is the alternate fire. You can put in an alternate round, and now look at that. 3 dead. Let's try it again over here. Like 2 dead and 1 wounded, and finish him off. Now that's going to be slow because you have to do this. Boom. Load it in. Boom. Load it in. Boom. Load it in. Boom. But you can see you can fire pretty quick on the primary, or you can load your multi-target round. And as long as the opponent isn't super heavily armored, this thing is pretty damn good. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, 557 on that guy. On this guy, if you body shot him, 145, and then he bleeds a little bit. Headshots, actually a little less effective. Yeah, not the greatest against the Carapace armor, but against everything else, very hard hitting. Something like this guy, boom, flak armored. 1 shot, he's down to about 20%. Another shot. This one's fun. I like this weapon on both. The thing with the shotgun is that it's hard to deal with large groups. If you're using this on the veteran, you're kind of choosing to get in closer and do more melee, and that's not really what the veteran is for. But it is good at dealing with the moderate difficulty targets. and I like that. I also like how it looks. If we take a look at it, with this particular skin on it, I like the fact that it's really long and substantial looking there, as opposed to the shorter, stubbier looking ones. Now the other shotgun here, the Cantrell Mark 9 Combat Shotgun, this one it's kind of a little bit wider. And I believe this one, by default, is a narrower cone of shot. So you can hit 2 targets there. See that? Yeah, there we go. But what you can do with this is load a special round and do this. Boom, setting them on fire. That's awesome. This is great also for dealing with like the big guy back there. See, you set him on fire. Now that means you take one shot at him and he's taking a little trickle damage, and you're kind of helping your team out as you go. Now that's not that much. Maybe not worth it, but it is something. Something like that, though, a little bit more substantial. Look at the spread on that. Look at how wide that flame attack spread. All of them took that. There's this. Watch this. These guys all in here. All of them taking fire damage. Yeah, the big guy probably wasn't the best demo. But look at all that. All those targets taking fire damage. What if we do it to some of these lighter guys? Let's try this. How many can we get? Look at all those. Look at all that. That is amazing. This is a great crowd control weapon, but what it really shines is in stuff like this, where you got multiple elites. Whoops, I forgot to put it on fire. Let's try multiple elites again. Setting them both on fire. Now this guy in the back, he's easier to take care of. We could finish this guy off. You can see the veterans just not, even with the power sword, not that great melee. But that is the real thing of that, is the alternate fire, and boom, all on fire. Load up another round, and boom, on fire again. Load up another round, boom, now your buddies are on fire. You're hitting the face, you're hitting the face. Watch this. Last one fire round. Boom, everybody's on fire again. Get in there and just start dealing with it. So, pretty great. The main thing with this one is I just don't like how it looks very much. I do not like the appearance of that gun. Okay. Next up, let's take a look at the auto gun. The auto gun, to me, is very much it does more damage per shot than the las gun. 55. This one does, on the other hand, a little over twice as much at 115, but it has less than half the ammo capacity. And the thing with this thing is, its sights are basically non-existent. You have regular fire, and then you have what's it called? There's a word for it. Braced, where you brace it. Doesn't really do anything for you. It maybe controls the recoil a little better, but this is, yeah. So notice that you don't kind of jump all over the place. Now if we brace it, it's a little more accurate. It's accurate hits. This is pretty. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this thing, but to me, it's kind of the weak sister to the las gun. I just don't like it as much. Occasionally, it's not bad to switch it up just for a little different feel, but not one I care much for. Along this seems like the stub revolver. I went over this one with his sister, so not going to talk about it too much. It does hit very hard, even against carapace armor. Bam, look at that. 3 shots. Okay, but it only holds 5. It reloads a little bit faster than the shotguns do. or appears to. The thing is, you're constantly reloading this thing, and it seems like you're constantly out of ammo. And you're just not. It's more, to me. This is much better on the Zealot Preacher, because it's a supplement, or you could even use it on the Psyker. I don't remember if the Psyker can get one or not. I think they can. Well, no, I wouldn't use it on the Psyker, so I like to use the staffs, but you could use it on the Psyker if you were primarily brain bursting or primarily meleeing. And to me, that's what it's for. It's when your shooting attack is your supplementary attack. Now, it does, of course, have one really great feature, and that is this. Oops, didn't work. They weren't close enough together. Let's try it with these two guys. Pierces. So that was 3 targets hit. Let's see that one more time. Yep, killed all 3. I think. Feel that, yeah. Okay, there was 2 hit. Let's try it right here. 2 dead and 1 badly wounded, and he's finished. And you're dead. I find it so frustrating. You want stuff to stay dead, and it just keeps coming back, even though it doesn't hurt you. So that is nice. That does offer, against hordes, that is kind of nice, because you can go through and you get like a mini crowd control effect out of it. But it seems like with this thing, like, you're always reloading. The reloading is slow, and although it does hit hard, I miss a lot with it, and it's just it's much better on the Zealot, because when you want to be melee most of the time, it can play the role of a supplementary weapon. But it's not the way to go on the sharpshooter most of the time. All right, moving on. Let's take a look at what have we not looked at yet. Looked at all this stuff down here. Let's look at the bolt gun next. Now again, I've looked at this one with the Zealot Preacher, but we're going to look at it again here in a little bit more substantial, because this is the Space Marines weapon, remember? And this thing is actually a very good general purpose weapon, because it's, for all intents and purposes, the bolters are actually like mini grenade launchers. This thing is very good against any target because of its, watch, incredibly high damage. Boom. It's one shot. Now, see that? Explosive effect there. You're getting multiple targets with that. It is devastating even against very heavily armored targets. Took us a whole magazine, but that guy's, for all intents and purposes, dead. I mean, if you can finish off as the soldier with one shot, that's fine. And if you headshot him, even if we don't quite kill him, okay, let's take one more look at it from the top. Oh, he's back already. Now if we can shoot him in the face. Alright, for a full magazine, that's a lot of damage very quickly to a very tough opponent. And, well, I can't finish him off too quickly on the soldier. If I had a teammate who was melee oriented, they could finish him off really fast. Against somebody like this guy, boom, 5 rounds still left in the magazine, and he's gone. Let's take a look over here at one of these guys. These things are the worst if you're a veteran. And I missed some shots there because of the recoil, which is a little bit of an issue. How about the unarmored guy? God, he's just gone. That guy, no problem. The bolter, the bolter lives up to its reputation. It may not always live up to its reputation on the tabletop, but it lives up to it in the biggest issue with the bolter is low ammunition capacity, both in the magazine and in the reserve, combined with a slow reload speed and a high rate of fire. So it feels like you're just constantly blasting your ammo out there and having to reload, and then you're always out. But you're getting a lot of bang for your buck. This one kind of, to me, the bolter, aside from the fun factor and the fact that you can get one round back in quicker and get at least one shot off better, this thing is completely overshadows the shotgun and the revolver on both classes for me. The revolver pierces nice. The one shotgun with the flame effect kind of competes a little better, but the bolter is just where it's at. Okay, so that's a great one. The only real limitation on it is just the main thing. The las gun competes with it mainly through volume of fire. Now there's one other weapon though, and this one is the one probably my other go-to weapon across the las gun, and that is the plasma gun. Now this one doesn't seem to be super popular. A lot of people don't take it. Is the plasma? In fact, I may have been a little too quick to say the las gun was my go-to, because I actually think the plasma gun would probably be my go-to before the las gun, because this is just a capability that isn't brought a lot, and when you bring it, you're bringing something special to the table. Now, what you can do with this thing is start building up heat, charging it up like this. Notice it's building charge. And you can do this. That guy is gone. And that's in one shot. Now, when you reload, you lose all your heat. Now, what if we don't charge it up? Now, okay. Only half. But it took a long time to charge it up like that. There we go. Now, even your uncharged shots against a heavily armored target, even in the chest, 431, very respectable. In the head, whoops, he's dodging around too much. Come on, Bubba, hold still. There we go, a little more like 507, not bad. 470, not bad at all. Though any one of those is a substantial hit, even if you're not getting the one shot. And boom, 470 again. 469, yeah, that's very consistent performance against a less protected target. And these guys are easy to hit with these. 916, look at that. If we charge him up a little bit. Bam, he is gone. This thing deals with big targets like nobody's business. It also has, notice, a very deep ammo reserve. We still have 121 in there. Now if we just that off 118, it's only 3. Trigger pull. Now what else happens is this. 2 hits. This pierces just like the revolver does. It hits much harder. You can fire reasonably quickly with it. If you're firing into a horde, you're often piercing through 3 or 4 targets. Now, that heat there, this is a little like the Psyker. You gotta vent that heat. The best way to do that is by reloading. What you can do is this. Okay? Suppose we get off a few shots in quick succession. Okay, heat's getting high. We can... Whoop, well, crap. Have it. Let me get it back up there again. Our alternate action to vent heat. Okay. But you can take corruption damage from that, I believe, in the main game, unless they've nerfed that. That was the reason you always wanted to reload. As reload did both. It got rid of all your heat, and it put more ammo on it. Now, it does suffer from a little bit of a slow reload. You gotta get that thing out, vent the heat, get a new one in there, down, and then do whatever that doohickey is back there, and then you're ready to go again. But it does take a little time. Good on the plus side, though, you're always topped off with ammo. And if you are just running around, you get stuck in melee and you don't have time to reload. Oh, I should build some heat first. Suppose we get into a fight here. Notice we're already down, losing heat pretty quick, so we didn't even have to reload if we're tied up in melee. Wow, that's it. And this guy, I honestly, the lasgun may be kind of my go-to general purpose one, but this is my go-to favorite. I love the plasma gun. Hits hard. It's really great. I kind of wish, what I do wish that they had for the, what I do wish they had for the veteran was a melt-a-gun. I'm kind of annoyed that there are no melt-a weapons in this game. There weren't any in Necromunda, and I would love to have a melt-a-gun, but I'm honestly not sure what role it would play, because this thing already just, when you charge it up, boom. Look at that, 2,200 damage. He's just gone. What role do you, what does the melt-a-gun do after that? I'm not sure. Really not sure. Now he doesn't get the, what he does not get, he doesn't get the flamer. He doesn't get any of the Ogryn's heavy weapons. And obviously does not get the Psyker's staffs. The flamer, that's a little disappointing, but that's kind of a niche capability for the preacher. Well, I couldn't think of that. And kind of for the Psyker too, so not too upset about that. But the plasma gun is your niche capability. Nobody else has access to this monster. Nobody else is doing stuff like that. Boom. Yeah, we don't want to keep pulling the trigger. What happens if we keep pulling the trigger at 100? Oh, no, no, won't go, won't go. There's your heat. Okay. Well, anyhow, those are the veterans' ranged weapons. If I had to rank them, at least my top 3 picks. Let's finish up with my top 3 picks. I think pick number 3 would be the bolt gun. Good all-around general purpose. It doesn't have the heat problem of the plasma gun. Hits everything real good. Main things to keep it from the top are a combination of long reload with the fact that it expends ammo very quickly unless you're on aiming down sights. Number 2, the lasgun, classic Imperial Guard weapon. I like this one better than the sniper version or the semi-auto version. The super, although the semi-auto is pretty good too. And I should get a good one to show off that. But the Torrent one is my favorite. Deep ammunition capacity, very high sustained fire, great at dealing with large numbers of opponents all at one time. And a great Imperial Guard field. Also has the light, which is on it. I forgot to point that out, but it's got the torch capability on it, which is awesome for those lights out missions. If you're doing that, this is the weapon you want. But number 1, plasma gun. It just doesn't. No, look at that, 1,481 charged attack. There's just nothing like it. This thing really feels like you're just laying down the law with it. Very awesome weapon. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, comment down below, and click the notifications bell for more great content from Wilderness Wargaming. And we'll see you back here very soon. Bye-bye.